Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Hope you guys had a good holiday. Mine was pretty good. That being said, I want to talk about casual pro wrestling one more time. This will probably be my last video until some updates and stuff like that come out. I want to talk about some things that the game needs in order for it to get it to where more people will jump in on it, even in its early state. In my opinion, this list I made is things that should be worked in this order to really get people in the door and then to keep them there throughout the development, right? I know it's early access. I know the creator probably has all this stuff in his brain already. I think he threw the game out there to see if people liked what he was going for. I love it. I know a few other people love it. I really hope he keeps the ball rolling, and we get another great wrestling game in the pipeline for the next couple of years, because wrestling games are so few. It really sucks when one comes out and it doesn't hit the mark. You know what game I'm talking about. Anyway, so I feel like this game has huge potential. He just needs time to get it to where it needs to be. Anyway, so number one, I have a list of about 10 things here. The number one thing I think that needs fixing right away to get people in the door and playing your game every day, well, maybe not every day, but you know what I mean, like getting people playing the game, talking about the game, would be the grapple and hit detection. And what I mean by that is when you go to initiate a grapple, it doesn't always do it. And I feel like light punches shouldn't punch you out of a grapple. I feel like you need a rock, paper, scissors system where light punches are the weakest thing, right? Let's say light punches punch you out of a strong punch or kick, so a strong strike. Light punches punch you out of those because they're quicker. A grapple overpowers a weak strike, and then a strong strike overpowers a grapple. That's what I would do for that way. Anyway, so the hit detection feels weird because I swear I'm like lined up perfectly, and it won't initiate the grapple. I'm just like, get back in. And it's kind of frustrating sometimes, you know. And then some of the punches and kicks feels like I'm just swatting at the air. It doesn't really feel like it's hitting them or doing any damage. And I feel like if you can get that hit detection and grapple detection to a point where it's really smooth and working really well with everything else the way it works, then you have a super solid foundation that you're ready to just build off of. Anyway, so that's number one, grapple and hit detection. Number two, I feel like this is hit or miss because I'll do one match where the AI difficulty is ridiculous and they just counter everything. And then I'll do another match where they barely counter anything. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's because one character I have, it has higher stats. I don't know how the stats affect everything. But for number two, an AI difficulty scaler, a limit on counters, because some of those matches would just become a counter fest and you can't get a move in edgewise. You end up having to spam and cheese the game. And if you have to spam and cheese to win, it kind of defeats the purpose of a wrestling game in general, right? Because you want that back and forth, but you also want some competition and stuff like that. I know it's early stages, but just AI difficulty scaler, limit the counters in some way. Have like a counter stamina bar, kind of like they did in, 2K19 and 2K20, where not a certain amount, but like a bar. And it takes time, and you do taunts and stuff to refill it, or have a breathing mechanic, kind of like in Fire Pro Wrestling, where you have to recover your stamina in order to counter again. I think that'd be a cool little system to implement. It looks like you already have a stamina thing in place, so maybe you could tie it to that. But yeah, that's just one thing. The AI difficulty is all over the place. Sometimes I win a match in like 5 minutes. Sometimes a match takes half an hour. So just polishing that off a little bit would really help the flow of matches, in my opinion, and make it a lot more fun to play, to be honest. Because sometimes you're trying to get them on a table or hit them with a chair, and they just counter everything and beat your ass, or they don't do anything. So anyway, yeah, AI stuff. Number three, this is an obvious one. I'm pretty sure you're working on this. More match types, like tag match, ladder match, cage match. I feel like, a barbed wire death match. I'm reading my notes here that I took. I feel like a cage and a ladder match with your ragdoll physics would be probably the most fun you could have in this game. Even like a Hell in a Cell match, some sort of unique cage that you come up out of your own brain. It doesn't have to be like a normal Hell in a Cell or a normal cage. It could be this weird contraption you made just to have more interactivity with the ragdoll physics. I think that would be an awesome add. And the more match types, the merrier, because 1-on-1 or 1-on-50 with via elimination, I feel like you got 2 match types. You got 1-on-1. You got, I guess, there's no like tag team is what I'm getting at here. You can have 1 versus 4, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. Everybody fighting each other, stuff like that. But tag matches, cage matches, all that stuff. Awesome. Number 4. Now this is a big one, but this is probably going to be a hard one though. And that's like some sort of season or universe mode. So like a season with this little story and stuff like that. I feel like that'd be pretty hard to implement, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be like, let's say 20 matches, and all you do is with different outcomes. Let's say you can, in this playthrough, you can go be a tag team champion or a tag division guy. In this playthrough, you could be the world champion. In this playthrough, you could be the women's champion. In this playthrough, the intercontinental champion. Stuff like that. It doesn't have to be something super crazy, but something to do in the single player. And you already have a win-loss record stat system. It'd be really cool to also include like a Smash Brothers style stat system if you can't get the story mode or season mode in here. What I mean by that is like how many grapples you've done, how many strikes you've done, how many times you've jumped off the top rope. Stats like that. Those are what's really fun to me. I love stats. It's like in Smash Brothers, after you play like 10, 15 matches, I always go check it to see my stats. Anyway, I think that'd be really cool. I feel like all wrestling games should do that, especially ones that don't come out every year. I feel like, holy crap, I've played this many matches. It's a super fun thing to check out. Anyway, so number 5, more venues or some sort of create an arena. I feel like if you add a create an arena, that would take pressure off of you as a developer to let the fans go nuts making the arenas while you go and create and finish the game. And if you implement Workshop and let people upload their arenas to Workshop, that also takes a lot more stress, because then everybody can share their stuff and people don't even have to make an arena. They can just download a bunch. So some sort of extra arenas or create an arena would be really helpful, I think, to you in the meantime while you work on the game. Number 6, more entrance options. Now, there's 2 ways to go about this. And rather than have a list of like 100 different entrances that are pre-animated, which takes time because you have to go through and animate all the entrances, I think it'd be cool to go the Wrestling Empire route and just give us control of our wrestler as we enter the ring or go down to the ring. That way, you don't have to worry about making all these different freaking animations, because that takes time. I mean, you could do that in the long run, but for the short term, I think it'd be cool to just let us control our wrestler as we go to the ring, do some taunts, interact with the crowd, climb in the crowd, do some random stuff. I love that aspect of Wrestling Empire, and I really hope that 2K, AEW, Ultra Pro Wrestling, the Wrestling Code all implement that interactivity, because I think that's more fun than watching a cutscene over and over and over again for the 8 billionth time. That's just, especially when you go to create your entrance, when you're sitting there for hours just going through all the entrances, because they're all named like Joe Blow 99, Jojo 32, and you have no idea what the entrance is, so you have to go through all of them to find the one you really want. I feel like just giving us control of a wrestler takes up less space and saves you a lot of time in development. So anyway, entrances. Number 7, custom moveset and finishers. Now, I know it's early, but not being able to set our moves feels really weird. And I think it's because you don't have all the moves in the game yet to do so. So you have a limited number of moves. So what's the point of being able to customize them if we only have, let's say, 20, 30 different moves in the game? So I'm guessing the reason for this is because You just haven't animated the moves yet, so they're not in the game. And since you don't have some motion capture device to capture wrestlers in the ring doing it, I'm assuming you have to do it all by hand, which takes long time to do, especially since there's thousands of moves out there. So hopefully at one point down the road, when you get more moves in the game, it'd be really awesome to be able to customize your moveset and have a finisher also. I wonder if you could implement some sort of create a finisher or create a move feature, kind of like Fire Pro Wrestling has with the Movecraft, to let the community help you finish the game. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Might be something to look into, because you have the workshop set up. It'd be really cool to have moves be able to be made from the community also. That'd be awesome. Anyway, number 8. For create a wrestler. Now I feel like this would be an easy one. It's just have more attire options. Because I feel like it's super limited, but with the logo creation and placement, you can really come up with something really unique and original. So I think it'd be really cool if you had more clothing options, but with this logo placement system, it would give us a lot more options to make our wrestlers. And then number 10, or should I say number 9? I have it all messed up here. Number 9 would be, same vein, create a wrestler, have the option to upload images via the workshop. Now you can already upload wrestlers to the workshop, and if you implement an arena maker, you'd be able to have arenas. It'd be really cool if we can put any image we want via workshop and just put it in the game. That way I could get my Strizer mask, it's on my shirt here, and put it in the game. I don't know if like the conversion would be exactly the same, because you might have a super realistic picture on the cartoony characters that you have. It might not fit well in the world, in the game's visual style, but I feel like it'd be fine. I think it'd be cool. But yeah, some sort of image, some way to get images in the game, especially since it's only on PC. I feel like this would work fine right now. So yeah, some way to get images via workshop in the game. I don't know how the workshop works, I'm not a developer, but if that's possible, that'd be awesome. And that would really get people to check out your creation suite, because right now it's amazing. For such an early build of the game, your Create a Wrestler is top notch. It's better than some of these other games that have huge budgets. So shout outs to you. Now number 10, and I didn't think of this until the very end when I was making this list, so I left it at the end. And that is some sort of meter, some sort of thing where it shows how close we are to being pinned or submitted. Now I know it's probably a development thing where it creates more drama if you have no idea if you're about to kick out or be submitted. But even just being able to have the option to toggle the HUD on and off of that would be huge, just like for me personally. Because having no indicator of how close you are to being pinned or submitted, kind of a bummer for me, because I'm so used to it in the other games. I like having that visual, because it still gives you the drama, because you're like, oh, I'm almost there, I'm almost about to kick out, and no, you didn't kick out hard enough or kick out in time. So some sort of visual cue to let me know if I'm about to be submitted or pinned. That would be great. Now these are all things I think that aren't out of question. And I know it's super early in the game's development and you're only one person, but I feel like throughout the game's life, most of these things are probably possible. So as you make the game, as you get fan feedback, just wanted to give my fan feedback. I really like what I'm seeing so far. It's super fun to play. I've played it every day since it's released, at least for a couple hours. I've made 2 characters. I've kind of figured out some things to really give myself extra options for clothing via the paint tool. The paint tool is amazing. I really hope that the number one thing you work on is the grapple and hit detection. Anyway, so those are about 10 things I think the game could use. You have a great base. I can't wait to see where this game ends up. I feel like if you can get that grapple and hit detection thing sorted out, then the people will come to play it, man. I feel like if you can get that worked out and the AI difficulty, you've got a winner on your hands. Thank you for sending me a code to play the game. I've been playing it every day. I've spent hours making wrestlers. I'd love to create a wrestler. I'm going to upload them via the workshop so everybody can enjoy them too. I'm going to keep using the create a wrestler tool to create some more wrestlers to see what I can come up with. I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.